What's good, everybody? Welcome to Intunes. Today we'll be talking about two amazing books that I think you guys should go check out. These are the graphic novels of the DC comics that they've been doing for a good minute, and they're both real good. And then they have many more to come out. But without further ado, let's get into that intro. Today we'll be talking about Green Lantern's Legacy. Now, this graphic novel is amazing. You can obviously tell it's an alternate universe comic, but it's a graphic novel, so you can buy it. It's $9.99 plus tax, unless you live in Delaware, where you guys don't pay any taxes, which is pretty awesome. Before we get into like what's going on in this book, let's count how many Green Lanterns are protecting and representing Earth. Okay, why do we need this many? But here we go. We have Hal Jordan, we have Guy Gardner, we have John Stewart, we have Kyle Rayner, we have Simon Baz, we have Jessica Cruz, we have Kim Trans, which is the grandmother in the book, and then we also have Ty, which is the grandson, which is the main character we'll be focusing in on this story. But that's 8. I'm sorry, I don't have all my hands. That's you see, that's 8. Oh, let me put a 4. That's 8, 8, 8, 8 superheroes protecting Earth, Green Lanterns. Now, obviously, Hal Jordan and all of them, they're far out in the space doing space cop stuff. But if you think it's 8. So whenever any like crazy major things happen on Earth, they come down to Earth. Now, like I said, this is an alternate universe, most likely. So we'll probably never see him in this in any Green Lanterns, or maybe we will. Who knows? All I'm saying is there's 8, and out of all the tragedy that's been happening to Earth, Darkseid, Sinestro, where was Kimmy at? Where was Kimmy at? But I digress. Let's continue on in the story. So we pick up with a kid named Ty. He's the grandson of this amazing faux shop owner who is in a community, which I live in Philadelphia, so our downtown is called Chinatown, but there's a vast many different Asian culture that live downtown. So in their community, that's also what's going on for them. So we pretty much have like this big businessman who's been trying to buy a property, and some people are selling, some people aren't selling, and you already know grandma ain't trying to sell. That's her store, and like I'm not about to give this up. When people are coming over from Vietnam, or just from the eastern side, they come to that community where they take care of their own. And like if they're struggling, she got them. If they need something to eat, she got them. They need to pay rent, she got them. Like that's the go-to woman. And we pick up, you see, when you read this book, we see some, just kids being vandalizing her property. Like when we pick up, they break her store window, and she's like, man, they like the customers inside her grandson, like this is like the third or fourth time they did that. We need to react. And she's like, nah, it's all right. We just put up the board. Let's clean up. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody don't know, the way to pronounce it is pho, but it's spelled PHO, and like has like this quotation mark or whatever on top of it, and it is delicious. Check out your nearby Vietnamese restaurant, because that pho is delicious. But yeah, so we're like, later on in the story, they sit down and have their family meal, and the son and the daughter-in-law is like, mom, maybe it's about time that we sell it, because it wasn't as bad as our 2 older children that were going to the store when they were younger, but now we got our son who, when you read the book, you'll see just how gap-wise, age-wise, he is in between him and his sisters. And it's getting a lot more dangerous, a lot more crazy. The community's different than it was before, and especially with these vandalizers coming in here and breaking up her property and telling her she need to go back home. Like, I don't know what we're seeing here. But you know what I'm saying? So it's like she's like, no, I'm not selling it. I'm not selling it. So she goes to bed. I'm not gonna get into too much detail of this book. Do we have a little bit of action in this book? Of course we have action. You can't be Green Lantern and not have action. Later on, John Stewart shows up because the grandmother is an elderly woman. You know what happened to elderly women or elderly people. So now the Ring has to pick the next person. It's kind of like fantasy thinking. That's why I say this is definitely an alternate universe where this book is basically driven for kids and young teens that would definitely like to give comics a read and try something different, something new. But so he winds up with the Ring. John Stewart shows up like, oh wait, you're a kid. And you know, if you're a Green Lanterns fan, or if you have any knowledge of the Green Lanterns, you already know that the Ring makes no mistake on who they pick. Like, it doesn't matter any of the spectrums that are out there, the Ring is never wrong. And so we see that and there's an enemy that John Stewart talks about, Sinestro, like he's like the big bad guy for pretty much the Green Lanterns. Now, if you're a Green Lantern fan, don't attack me. I know there's more than just one guy, but they talk about Sinestro, and the other character that you'll see in there is going to be the main bad guy for this book. It's a fun read. There's a lot of funny moments in this book that, as an adult, you can say like, yeah, like that's what a kid would say, or that's what a preteen would think of, and it's just amazing. The book is written by, and I'm not good with pronouncing names, especially when they are a different culture, and I apologize. So if you're a fan of this author or this writer, please don't bash me. But I'm gonna give it a try. Mine Lee. I think it's MINHLE. The first four letters are the first name, and the second, the last two letters are like a last name, Lee. And Andy Tung is the one who I guess did the artists and the penciling and all that. It's I'll tell you this, you get a lot of pages for a good book, and then towards the back of the book it sets up the next book that they are promoting. I am just now getting into these graphic books. It's not that I've been sleeping on them, it's just that I've been so focusing on trying to make sure that I buy my weeklies that I don't really focus in on buying these. But I've been reading the weekly comics, and I've been seeing them promoting these books. So I said, let me give it a shot, and it is amazing. It's amazing. Matter of fact, we'll read just to get you hooked in it, because I'm not going to spoil anything else other than this. A 13-year-old Tai Pham, Pham, lives in the apartment above his grandmother's store, where his bedroom is crammed with stock pads of comic books, but not even his most imaginative drawings can compare to the colorful world he's about to discover. When Tai inherits his grandmother's jade ring, he soon finds out that it is more than just a piece of jewelry. Suddenly, it's inducted into a group of space cops known as the Green Lanterns. He is about to learn that being a superhero takes more than just a ring. Does Tai have the willpower and the imagination to uphold his Ba's legacy? Now, Ba, B-A with the hyphen on top, means grandmother, I guess it means. My wife is Cambodian, so Ba actually means dad in Cambodia, but why am I mentioning it? It's fun fact. I know a little bit of here and there of Asian sayings or words, names for certain things. But I recommend this book. Yeah, I recommend it. What's the ages? The ages are, if your child can read, all the way up to if you can read, buy this book. It is amazing. It's different. It's something new. It's something fresh. If you are not the type of person that goes out weekly to buy comic books like I am, this is the book to get. If you are somebody that does go out and buy the weekly comics, still get this book. If you are just the person who just like to buy the graphic novels because, you know, it's a lot more, I don't know if I would say it's a lot more inexpensive because then you're only focusing on certain issues that's already combined into one book, and if you're not reading all of the books like I kind of am, it's amazing, and it's cheaper that way. And like I said, it's only $9.99 plus tax unless you live in Delaware. So is this book recommended by the Bull Kev? Yes, I recommend you to get this book. And again, it's Green Lantern's Legacy, and it is, like I said, it's amazing. The artwork in here is just good. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say that much about it. But let's move on to the next comic book. Right, so our next book we're talking about is Batman Nightwalker. This book is amazing. If you are a Batman fan, this is a book that I don't know why you don't already have or already looked up to get. It is written by Mary Lou, that then was adapted by Stuart Moore, and then it was illustrated by Chris Wild Goose. I'm sorry, I apologize. Please don't hurt me, fans. Don't hurt me. Again, like, this book is amazing, and this book also is in an alternate universe that you can tell just by starters. So we meet a Bruce Wayne who you already know the background story to. That everybody knows that they get this record, they'll put it inside on top of the record player or inside the CD player, and yes, kids, CD player was something that I used to rock with, and a record player was something that my parents and your grandparents used to rock with. That we still kind of have, you know, DJs, if they're not using technology, they're using their regular, you know. I digress. It's for old people, but yes, that we already know his background, his history. Young Bruce Wayne is leaving the movie theaters with his parents. They get shot and killed by a person, and he saw everything. He's traumatized for life. Instead of waging war on crime, he just grows up regular old. We don't meet Jim Gordon. He's not putting the coat around him, saying it's gonna get better from here on. No, he just grows up. Now we meet Bruce Wayne at the age 18. He is now a billionaire because that's when the money was now, everything, like the company and all that, was now given to Bruce Wayne. And so, you know, he's coming to this event that his parents normally would throw, and you know, he's being questioned by the news reporters and all of them, saying, how does it feel to be a billionaire and at the age of 18? What are you going to do? Yada 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 yada. He has this brand new car that his company is working on, and he says, this is the car, go check it out. This is a new feature that we got going on with the car that isn't out yet. It's a prototype. You want a scoop? There's a scoop. He goes inside the event. We are now met with a new character that I don't know about. I never, reading Batman comics starting back in 2016, so I'm not really deep with the comic book knowledge. I had never met this girl, I've never been introduced to her in the cartoon shows, any of the movies. This is new to me. She's new to me, and her name is Dinah, and we're introduced to her. And there is also another high school friend that he is friends with, and it's Harvey Dent. And you're like, whoa, Harvey Dent? Like, you mean like soon to be Two-Face? Now, if they continue on and make another book and have that be amazing. It'd be like a huge plot twist to bring it all in, but we don't see none of that going on in here. But as a comic book fan or native to the comic book world, you know who Harvey Dent is. You know his counterpart, his alter ego, and we, you know, you think, okay, well, every time you're reading Harvey Dent, are you starting to see signs of Two-Face? And I kind of feel like we didn't, which is good, and I kind of feel like we did, which is still good, you know. But we didn't mainly focus on him because it's all about Bruce Wayne. Anyway, so Bruce Wayne is 18. He has his friends. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do after they graduate high school. What are they going to do with their lives? Are they going to be whoever they're going to be in the future? But they're focusing on, let's spend time together as we still can. I mean, who in there, if you're in your upper 20s and probably upper 30s, 40s, 50s, who didn't want to spend time with just their gang and say, listen, what are we going to do for the summer? Like, this is going to be our last time we get to see each other before we go off to college. So they're making plans to just live their summer before they have to start a whole new school year. And there's nothing wrong with that. But Bruce Wayne meets up meets up with a guy who's also in the school that he doesn't like as much, and so he gets a little frustrated and he leaves out of the event. And he gets in his car, he gets in that car and he drives off, and he is stumbled upon one of the Nightwalkers that is introduced in this book that is like the main bad people. And if you read them, you'll kind of get a sense of them. They're more like this guy. And no, I'm not talking about Green Arrow character-wise, but like who he's based off of, which is Robin Hood. They steal from the rich and they give to the poor. And so we get a little bit more into the story. Bruce Wayne does something that gets him into trouble, and we're introduced to not Detective Jim Gordon. We're introduced to a new character named Detective Draken. I might be pronouncing it wrong, and I'm sorry. But it's spelled Draccon, and DRA is Dra, and then C is K, and then CON is Con, so Draken. That's anyway. So that's who we're introduced, and she's going to punish him. Instead of putting him in jail, he's going to do community work, community service. And where did they put him at? Well, ain't no way in the world we're about to have a book as Bruce Wayne and not put him in Arkham Asylum. So they put him in Arkham Asylum, and we're introduced to another new character, who is this female right here. I'm not going to spoil the name for you. I want you guys to read this. I don't want to give too much that you don't go to the store and pick up this amazing book. But we're met by her, and she's part of the Nightwalker group, the gang, the bad people in this book. Over the time period, Bruce is there. He's doing a little detective work. You can kind of see a little Batman coming in and out of him, but it's really not. What I like in this book is what I think had me really fall in love with this was he was supposed to be doing an internship at his own company. Get a feel for it, get to learn it. And so while Lucius, he's at this point, he's already in trouble, and he starts community service in like a week or so. While he's at his company and they're doing the orientation of walking him around, Lucius Fox introduces him to all the tech stuff that they're working on at the time. And there's this amazing suit that is Batman material. That is like, all they need to put is the little bat ears on it, and it's done. It's set. That you can tell that's going to be the suit. And he's not interested in the suit. It's not like he's drawn to the suit. Like, I was planning on, fighting crime. No. He goes and gets some other tech. It's still tech, and it's amazing. But you watch Batman TV shows, the cartoons, the movies, you read the books, you see this new suit, and he's like, what's it made out of? What's the material? Can it protect me while I'm out there on the field, out there saving Gotham or the universe, whatever? He cares less about that, and only cares about this little trinket that can disable the cameras and alarms for a short period of time. And why he does that, you're going to have to read the comic book to find out. But I just found it amazing that we have something that you normally, he's gonna want to learn all about the tech, especially that suit, because he's going to be Batman. and it's like a slow build. It's like we mainly focus on the detective side, which I'm not saying that recent comics have gotten away from. I'm just saying it's more nice to see this in this medium. And he's focusing on the detective work, and he's being heartbroken and whatnot throughout the whole book. There's a triangle love factor that I feel as though is happening between Bruce Wayne, Donna, and this mystery woman that you're going to find out. And you'll see what I'm talking about later on. But him and Dinah don't really show that kind of love, but it's kind of like they do because they're best friends. And we already know what happens with best friends. Now, again, I'm not going to spoil this book for you. A lot of crazy stuff goes on. Crazy cool stuff, and a lot of stuff that makes you think like, well, can he trust this mystery woman? Can he trust this detective? Why is this detective allowing him to do detective work? Try saying detective 3 times. But it's amazing, man. It's amazing. Like I said, I just recently started to get into these graphic novels. I mean, I got a shelf of graphic novels over there. You see them, like, it's just a whole shelf of graphic novels. So I'm like really trying to get into the graphics. I've kind of backed off once I found out what trade comics were, but yeah, I digress. Let's get to the end of this video. Alright, so that pretty much should end this video. But like I said before, I love reading graphic novels or trade backs if you want. Like when I first started reading comic books back in 2016, it was the trade or graphic novels that got me into wanting to read the comics. It was only because the comic book store I was going to was saying, hey, listen, there's comics that come out every week. Like, if you want to keep up with the latest things, it's the weekly comics you want to get. The trades, you can still do that if you want, especially with the newer ones that's coming out. But it takes about 6 to 7 months for them to get the first story arc in one book and then ship it out. And so I was like, oh, I'll just do the weeklies. But here and there, I'll pick up a couple of the trade backs or the graphic novels. There was one novel book that's not graphic that I picked up and I read. That wasn't even inside a comic book store. I was in a Barnes & Noble, and it was the Star Wars Ahsoka story. It was amazing. So if you guys are watching the Star Wars Season 7 Clone Wars animation show, it pretty much shows what they're going to be doing towards the end of the last couple episodes. They go over in the book, and then it just it gives you a good story. So if they were to do a Ahsoka TV show, which I think they should, animation or real life, Dave Filoni, I know you'll probably never watch this, but you should do it. But yeah, so like I said, graphic novels are amazing. I know currently right now, during this video and when this video is put up on YouTube, that the Wonder Woman Warbringer graphic novel is out. I can't wait to read it. I definitely cannot wait to read that amazing book. The artwork in both of these books and the other books that the other graphic novel books that I picked up are amazing. They're so good. The graphics, the storytelling, and it just draws you in. Like I said, you already know about the original 6 Green Lanterns that belong to Earth. Now we have 2 additional that could be added on later on. I don't know. Maybe Grant Morrison might add it in one of his stories, or whenever Green Lantern is picked up by another author, he'll probably think back and give us a glimpse of Kim Tren when she was younger. The Batman Nightwalker, this is an amazing book. It definitely left some more stuff that can go into. It's definitely not the end for neither one of these books, so I definitely can't wait. I don't know if I gave the price for the Batman Nightwalker. The price for that is $16.99 plus tax, unless you live in Delaware, like I keep mentioning. A couple of bonus. I was able to go to my comic book store. I don't know if you can see, but I have Ahsoka right here. I have Ahsoka. And then I was able to pick up the Obi-Wan Kenobi right there. Now, what comes with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ahsoka are Anakin Skywalker and Yoda from the Clone Wars TV show animation. So I was able to pick up Yoda and Anakin Skywalker. I was sitting here like when I first found out we were having another daughter, I definitely wanted to name her Ahsoka. So I was getting anything I could on Ahsoka. I was getting the Funko Pops. I got the action figure that you guys, if you go back and watch, I did a review that I got off of Wish of the Ahsoka Black, the Star Wars Black Series action figures that they have. And I was like, cool. And then I had these guys on layaway, and I was like, well, I'll just eventually get them and then for a house. So it was like, can't really buy them right now, but the comic book store that I go to is so awesome and amazing. Comic Collections, that's out in Feasterville, PA. If you live in the Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area, definitely go check them out. But I was able to pick up Yoda, who I definitely wanted to get, and I was able to pick up Anakin Skywalker. If I was to have another son, I would name him Anakin. Why? I love Star Wars, don't judge me. And then after I had picked up those two guys, I had picked up the original appearance of Wolverine, which marks Marvel's 80th year, and then like he's just amazing. I don't know. I'll probably open up these guys and give you a Funko Pop review. There's not that much I can go into, but if you definitely want to see something like that, let me know, because I'll open up my Funko Pops and maybe some of my action figures. I don't know. I was planning on selling them in the future, but who knows? And then I also picked up The Thing, which is Fantastic Four, and this is amazing. He looks awesome. Who comes with him is Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Girl, which should be Invisible Woman. She's a grown woman. Way they used to think back in the day. The Human Torch, then Dr. Doom, and then Mole Man. You have Silver Surfer, Herbie, Galactus, and the Super Skrull, as you can see right there. I don't know if I'm gonna pick them all up. I know he does have the Super Skrull, Dr. Doom, Galactus, and I think I saw Human Torch and Mr. Fantastic. But you can always buy Funko Pops off the Funko Pop, website or the Marvel's website. And if you want to show support to your local comic book store, who gets a small portion of the profit, I do that. Anyway, there will be more videos. I'm trying to get back onto that now that I kind of have time to get back to making videos. They probably won't be as long as this video, or if you guys like long videos. Like I said, I have Funko Pops. I have Funko Pops. I have action figures. If you want me to unbox them and take them out, the ones I already did. I did the I have the Iron Man, Invisible Iron Man, or yeah, I have the Invisible Iron Man right there. I did a review, so definitely go check out that video. But if you want more reviews like that, I don't mind doing it. It's amazing. Yeah, I got Funko Pops. I got comic books. We can go over recent comic books if you want. Like, let me know in the comment sections down below. As I always say, I am Kev. You are you. Let's stay in tune.